now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled Rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
It's me, Daniel,
And this is Ben.
on Spoiled Rotten. And today, we are here to talk about the finale of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. And of course, we have the amazing Andrew to help us go through this process. Thank you very much for coming back, Andrew.
I never left.
No, I know. I said you were in the dungeon, but I was hoping people didn't remember that from last time.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask a question right off the bat. How does it feel, not knowing that you got a press screener and watched the whole thing? How does it feel to not have to hold back any of your thoughts anymore?
True, yeah. Now you've seen it. You know all I know now,
Yeah.
which is good. Yes,
Yeah.
and so like we can openly talk about what 2 episodes ago, what crossed lines actually means,
Yep.
and we'll get into that later, of course.
I hope so, because I was like, does he mean cross the Rubicon? Because it doesn't feel like cross lines, but we will get into it. Where are we at in terms of the finale? We can talk about season-wide stuff later, but just initial thoughts on the finale, Andrew.
Of course, if you've been listening to Spoiled Rotten, haven't figured out by now, I'm a Daredevil super fan.
Mhm.
Well, then I just don't know what's wrong with you. But and the thing I like about Daredevil is Matt Murdock he contains multitudes and stuff. Is that it's like it's crazy. We talk about how he's crazy. We talk about terrible mental health, not the greatest love life. Throws himself at things, gets violent and likes it, all those sort of things. But the thing that's always kind of been like the true north to Matt Murdock is justice trumps everything.
Right.
And so, like, of course, we'll be talking later about, the outcome of the episode. When me and Mr. Green covered it on Geek Hard afterwards, when we talked about it, he was kind of upset about the final confrontation between Matt Murdock and the Kingpin, saying that what was this building up? But for me, I was like, this is exactly it, because in times like this, when the world now is finally on fire, so to speak, that is when Matt Murdock gets most clear and finds his true north with justice and looks at a situation and goes, okay, no, if we keep doing this, we're all going to die. This isn't going to work. So let's put on our legal thinking caps here and figure out what's the best way to make sure that justice prevails. And because of the fact that they really do focus on that through Matt, that I feel like this was they stuck the landing.
Nice. Nice. Ben, how about you?
Big fan of it. Really, really loved where this was going to go. However, of course, not sure how much of this was on mic or off mic, but the fact that Marvel actively spoiled a lot of the finale of this, as well as some actors on social media, has me being like, yep, that's to be expected. But the ride is what matters, and the ride was good. So I'm a big fan.
I would say when it came to the actor who did it, I was like, that is not to be expected from Marvel. That felt like a rare instance of someone being like, I don't know how to be Andrew Garfield. Yeah, of course I'm in it. In fact, here's some other people. I'm glad to hear you guys like it, because I know you guys were high on the first season, so I was like, I hope they stuck the landing in the second season for you guys.
Well, this is much better than the first season.
Absolutely,
I would agree with that. Yeah. It almost makes me feel like in retrospect I was a bit too kind to the first season, but but yeah, no, I'm high on the season as a whole. Well, let's get started. Episode 8. Here we are. This is what we're here to talk about. Starts with, I guess, a vision of what could be in Karen's mind of Karen and Matt going to the. Now, someone online said this is the restaurant from the Netflix show, which I was like, I don't remember this at all. I am not a good historian when it comes to the Netflix show.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. It might just be a restaurant, but I didn't take it as like. I took it more as like a memory, like of a simpler time for Karen and Matt sort of thing, because they did, even though it wasn't fully documented on the Netflix shows, they did have moments where they did have nice times, and I feel like that's what I didn't see it as a vision of what could be. I saw it as nostalgia for what was, because now we were in a very dark situation.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess I obviously took it as a vision because of the conversations throughout the season of what would we do if we didn't have this hanging over us, and I don't know that they never had Daredevil hanging over them in the past. That felt like always a point of contention. This felt like I already know who he is, and we made it through this, but I think you could be right that it might be a memory.
But you could be right too. That's the beauty of it.
That's art, baby.
We're both right.
Yeah.
There we go. It's Schrodinger's dream / memory.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll never know until Mike Coulter says online.
Yes. God bless you, Mike Coulter. There we go.
What a guy. But yeah, it's kind of just, it snaps out of that, and it's her sitting in court while Kirsten is frantically like on the phone, like, don't worry, he'll pick up. Don't worry.
Yeah, because the two of them both are sitting, they're trying not to say to the other one, I think he's dead.
Yeah.
But they're both thinking that. So.
And I was just like, this is a very public place to be doing this, but I guess what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Court starts at 8. So,
yeah, exactly. You got to be here. Then we cut to Jessica helping out Matt. Is it me, or did the ads feature a line of Jessica saying, well, I'm not going to carry you, and taking him out of the church, but they just kind of cut right to this in the actual show? Yeah,
they just cut right to this, the actual show. That was used more for just advertisement. Yeah.
I was just like, did I miss that part? I liked that part in the ads, but I guess I have the ads for that. Yeah, there's a lot of stabbing him with stuff and getting him good to go. Needles, not knives, by the way. Yeah. Just in case people were wondering.
That's Jessica's like, oh, I gotta keep him alive. Better stab him. You know?
Yeah. I thought it was like the Major Pain tactic of like, hey, do you want to not think about this kind of pain? Here, try this
here's
nice
something
pain.
else.
Take your mind off that. So yeah, and he goes to court, limping, but he makes it.
Just before that though, Buck meets with Fisk.
Split.
So it is split? Okay.
So he goes off to court, and I feel like they show him limping, and then they cut to Buck, and because I was confused the first time, but I think they wanted you to connect the summons that Fisk gets.
Yeah, Fisk gets subpoenaed.
He's being summoned by the subpoena to be there with Matt, and that he's like, all right, like, it's happening. We're going to have our showdown in court. And when I was listening to the podcast, it was nice that Vincent D'Onofrio kind of made a point of being like, yeah, I've never been in a court scene with you. Like, it was really like, you fucking killed it, man. You were so good in it. And he's like, they talked about how the show basically is split, and he's like, yeah, like Vincent was like, I know that like on the days you're shooting your stuff, you're gonna kill it. It's good. And it was just nice to be in your world for a bit in the courtroom. And obviously Charlie Cox was nice about Vincent, but he was also kind of like, it's weird because it's kind of like we have our teams, and I don't ever deal with like Daniel or Buck, and for season 1, Heather was on my side, and then she just went over to your guys' side, and we didn't really interact. And I was just like, that's nice seeing them talk about this kind of stuff. But yeah, this 2 things happen. We find out that Fisk is going to be in court, but also there's a silent understanding that when Buck says, no, Daniel did not deliver BB, he means, and I had to kill him.
Yeah.
And they do a nice couple of looks back and forth of like, our boy, our sweet boy had to leave.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I know he said it in the first episode of the podcast, but he says it on screen this time, which is people think my judgment's clouded because Vanessa's dead. I didn't really get the sense that anyone cared about that. Like, I think people, if they cared at all, because they didn't really lean into what people cared about beyond the initial episodes of people being on camera saying they liked it. I was like, does anyone think they care about that other than they live in a city where the ICE agents shoot them and beat them?
Yeah. So, well, the thing is that I think that line is specifically in there. I think Kingpin would think that because Kingpin is so self-involved, right? So he thinks that everybody's thinking about him.
Yeah.
Negative or positive, they're thinking about him. So it's like, oh, well, then the people don't trust me because they think my vision's clouded because I'm questioning if my vision's clouded now. So
yeah. I like that take. I like that he was kind of reaching out for Buck to stand in for Heather and do some therapizing, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But that ain't Buck's thing. Buck's thing is like, yeah, you're right, boss. Okay.
He's like, yeah, who cares about those idiots? You have lost it, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
speaking of people who've lost it, then we go to Heather's testimony.
Yeah, she's there, and she's just like, you know what? I know it's the DA that says it, but she's essentially like, she's a sociopath, and she's just really digging her heels in on that. And she starts talking about, yeah, like when I saw her last night, you could tell she was unraveling. Yes, just not that I thought there was any hope for her, but you were just like, yeah, she's just straight villain now.
Yes.
She can choke with the best of them, but she's a bad person.
She's a terrible person, but by God, she's pretty hot. All right.
Yeah. I understand the narrative purpose of having her read from her book, but I did not get the connection from the DA standpoint of like, would you read from your book? And I was like, why? Like, what she read didn't match up with what I thought his line of arguments was. It felt so much like a layup for Matt to do what he was going to do.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I feel like it's no surprise here. The DA is a bad lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah. He doesn't have to be good.
He doesn't have to be good because he knows he's in the setup court for him to win. He's in the kangaroo court. He's just there to say the lines, sort of thing. And so I think because of that, he just doesn't do any. He just thinks, okay, well, now I should have this. Like, it's very performative for him. And so I think that's what it really comes down to, is that in his mind, it also, because he's fucking weird like that. He's thinking, oh, if I get her to read from her book and show off, maybe she'll like me better. Yeah, maybe she'll want to go out with me.
Fair enough. I just was like, wow, you really... I already didn't like her idea for the book, the whole men with masks, and I want to talk to Punisher, who famously doesn't wear masks. But not just that, he doesn't even have a metaphorical mask. He is very on Front Street about what he wants to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I was just like, oh, we're bringing this back again. And then she just reads something, which I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, you know, the mask is the alter ego, not the superhero suit.
Yeah.
But I do like
it was all there, put in there specifically for a later scene, which I will say that was the one foreshadowing that was done kind of badly, in my opinion.
Yes, I very much do agree with your take there, Andrew, in the sense that I'm like, yeah, the DA didn't take this seriously. He thought it was just going to be a slam dunk no matter what. And that scene to me served as more like, ooh, she's going to break bad soon. Yeah.
I'm glad it worked for you guys. For me, I was like, I would just as soon not have him ask her to read anything.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying it worked. In fact, like I just said, it is the weakest bit of foreshadowing that's done in the show. I'm just saying that's the reasoning for it, I think.
I would agree with you on that. It's very much coded like that to me anyways.
I like that Kirsten, again, I'm always liking Kirsten in the course, like, didn't you just hit her last night?
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah, perfect.
Wow, it's great. Well, the other thing is that I love that the judge asks Matt, "Are you okay, Mr. Murdoch?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." I'm like, "Yeah, he's perfectly fine. He just got shot in the leg. Yeah, he's totally acting normal as a person that didn't get shot in the leg." But then, like, also the Matt questioning Heather on whether a vigilante needs a mask sort of thing. That moment right there is like, I feel like that's Matt kind of just being like, well, I'm going to just double down and prove that what we just saw here has no validity, sort of thing.
I do like what he was building to. I tripped up on what I was saying worked for you guys was the reasoning that the DA would have. It felt completely divorced from what I thought he would do. So I was like, well, but what I do like is where Matt goes with it, because he's obviously, and I think he even says at one point, I'm trying to get at what Kirsten said earlier, which is who's the vigilante, who's the criminal.
Yeah.
Like, so I do like that he's able to run with it, but that's why I was like, well, I'm glad that fell into your lap, buddy, because it didn't really seem like it would have come up naturally.
Well, you never look at the gift of being, dealt an opponent who's an idiot.
Yeah.
Idiot will cue you up really well. That's good.
What's his name? Hawkburn? I never remember his
Hawkburn,
name.
yeah, I think it's Hawkburn.
Is an idiot.
I know Hawk is in the name. I just, yeah.
I can't remember if it's Hawkberg or Hawkburn, so I always say DA.
Yeah, HB.
There we go. HB the DA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you said, he's asking
his mixtape is coming out next month. Yeah, HB the DA. It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
it's going to be on all streaming services. Yeah, I really liked what he was like. Hey, so like, basically what he ends on, which is she tries to hit him with like, no, Karen doesn't have a mask, but she hides behind Daredevil's mask, and he's like, oh, like how you hide behind the Fisk administration. And I was like, there we go, Matt.
Yeah.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like he has a couple of other things he says that makes, or maybe I'm just thinking about his reveal later, but I felt like they had some interesting cuts to Heather responding to just Matt's presence and things he was saying.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah, okay. This is also, so Matt calls for Fisk to come to the stand.
Yep.
But before you even hear that he's doing that is when they're like, hey, are you okay with this? The judge, the one from The Wire, because the other two I don't even think speak really. Like maybe they have two lines between the two of the other ones.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And HB the DA was just like, no, I'm happy to have this guy embarrass himself. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. I'm glad that they were confident that Matt wouldn't sacrifice himself to expose them. That felt real, like just their arrogance and being like, what could you possibly do? Fisk is in. While we see him going in, we also see a fake bullseye setting up.
Yeah, Ice sets up a fake bullseye across the street. Yeah.
Now, do we all agree on who he was supposed to take out? I saw people arguing over it, and I was like, I thought it was pretty cut and clear, like cut and dry, but maybe I'm wrong.
He's supposed to take the shot at Murdoch, right?
Yeah. This is what I thought, but people are like, no, they were gonna have it be an attempt on Fisk, and I was like,
no. They're not the Trump administration.
Yeah.
This is the thing, I was like,
Shoot
no,
his ear off.
That's. I feel like even Powell. I think someone even pointed out. Again, this is on Threads, but someone pointed out. But Powell says, "Take the shot at Matt."
Yeah, he says Murdoch's coming out the door now. Take the shot. Yeah.
And people are like, no, but Powell's just an idiot, so he wasn't in on what they were trying to do. I'm like, why? And that is the comment that made me like, why are people so convinced that it wasn't Matt? Like, am I missing something? Which is why I brought it to you guys, because
no.
I must be missing something.
You're right on track, Daniel.
Yeah.
You're one of the people that paid attention. There you go.
So I was just like, why would it be Fisk? And like they already. In the trial, they bring it up, but also like he already took a shot at Fisk. Making it bullseye wouldn't matter.
Listen, this happens all the time. Like, you know how a couple episodes back when Buck has Daniel bury the body with him, right? you cut her the shovel or whatever. There's so many people that thought that was BB's body. And I'm like, no, he just killed somebody in the episode before. That's the body. And they're like, oh, no, that's BB's body. I'm like, no, it's not.
See, this is okay. I was just like, I must be wrong that this person, and it's not like that person was alone. I don't know if it was a man or a woman. I don't know that they were alone. Like, it seemed like they had some support via likes. That like they're so convinced that it couldn't be that he's going for Matt. So I was like, all right, obviously, I will just let it be if you guys didn't think it was Matt.
So
no, the idea is to kill two birds with one stone. You shoot Matt,
yep,
and you do it as Bullseye. Yeah, exactly, totally.
And it's such a silly argument because yes, to your point, he says Murdoch's out, take the shot. If there was an argument to be made based on psychological warfare, you could argue that they were trying to shoot Karen to get to Matt and also set up Bullseye, so 3 birds with 1 stone. But at the same time, I'm just like, no, he says Murdoch, like that's very clear.
Yeah, because Karen's already done her part.
Yeah,
they used her as bait to
draw him out.
To draw Matt out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, the real Bullseye comes and gets rid of those fake ones, and it's great.
What a cool scene.
And calls the guy a poser. It was great.
Yes. The way he just flung 3 knives out to that was so cool. I loved it.
I don't know how actually close he was, but I do know that for Steve Rogers, Captain America, it was, what's the name? Wilson Bethel? I can never remember his actually
Wilson Bethel, yeah.
Him, Wyatt Russell, and Chris Stevens, who obviously Chris Stevens got it. And they've obviously found
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, that's the one.
There you go. But then also, what's his name was
Stephen Rogers Evans.
Was it what's his name was also up for the role? John Krasinski.
Yeah, but I feel like he was in way more in the like preliminary stuff because he's talking about watching Chris Hemsworth looking like Thor and being like, oh yeah, I'm not in this, I'm not in the running here. But yeah, I think those were the final 3, and I'm glad they found a use for all 3 of them.
Yeah,
and it actually makes me appreciate the Bullseye performance more because I'm like, he doesn't even stand like a hero. Like, he's kind of lopsided and weird, and I'm like, that's cool that you could have been that close to playing the like definition of a hero, and then you're this guy.
Yeah.
Like, good for you, man. You probably have a lot of range.
Yeah. No, he does an amazing job. Totally.
Yeah. Then once we see Bullseye get rid of the fakers, the posers, we cut back to like Fisk in the middle of explaining why he brought together the Safe Streets Act.
But I will say, when Fisk was called to the stand,
they have.
I love that they had the entrance, and it's like a modern take on opera music. You know, it's like, it doesn't sound like opera, but it's very operatic. You know, and then he comes in, and then he takes a stand, and of course, he he's not even waiting for a question. He's just automatically, he's going to start talking about the importance of the law and the court and stuff like that, because he's trying to play the character of Kingpin the Mayor.
Yeah, when I was a boy, I was taught to take out the biggest man, but nobody's bigger than the court of law. This institution. I'm like,
he just starts monologuing right off the bat. I'm just like, what? What's going on? It did make me laugh
when he started with, when I was a boy. I was like,
and it's also funny to me. I'm like, so those are prison rules. Like, you're talking about prison. Like, well, and you're okay. So,
schoolyard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, schoolyard too, for sure. I guess that would make more sense for when I was a boy.
I mean, either way, we know he went to prison, and we know he was a schoolyard boy.
Yeah,
it works everywhere. Yeah, I think before he gets into the street thing is when they have their back and forth about like, surprised you made it here. And Matt just being like, oh yeah, I'll live. And I'm like, good for you, Matt. You got one. You couldn't get Powell, but you got him.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like they stay on Vincent D'Onofrio's face to have him be like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But not that he was like, oh, I thought you were dead. It's more just like, I don't like how confident you are.
Yeah,
right now.
how sure you are of yourself that you'll always live when I send just someone to kill you. Yeah.
So yeah, I like that, and But yeah, he's doing the monologuing all about we got to take criminals like Daredevil and Karen Page down. And this episode was like, wow, Karen really shot up the ranks to like just like 1A, 1B, Daredevil, Karen Page. We forgot about the Punisher. We forgot about all these people.
Yeah, pretty much. It is very much like as in the comics, they do a lot of Elektra being like Daredevil's equal in these stories, especially in the later Chip Zdarsky stuff when they go to Japan and stuff like that, where it's the idea they are the 1A and 1B and all that. In this, the TV show really does play up. The Karen is just as important as Matt to the resist rebel movement in New York. She is now being held up as like a figurehead.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. She's moving up in the world.
Yeah.
But I like also is that when the testimonies, when they start doing the back and forth and everything, and then freaking HBDA is trying to jump in with objections and everything and all that. Yeah. Matt basically sets it up that he's like Michael Corleone. He's like, I'm going to take care of all my family business. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of this court kind of thing. And it's like, it's very stand up. And that's when he's like, we got the first mate testimony thing. It's like, his first chip away. He knows that this is not going to be admissible, but he knows he has to put this in there so he can then do his next move.
Yeah. And I do like how he's like breadcrumbing the ultimate, like, well, what if someone could corroborate what this first mate is saying? Because that's obviously what everyone. I'm glad that at least HBDA and Fisk were able to point out, like, you just have that on video. No one else can say what that is. Yeah. They obviously shoot themselves in the foot by being like, well, Powell was there, and he didn't. And Matt's like, no, because Powell works for you, and that's just his word. For someone who works for you, you've also put all this together. What if there was someone else? I don't know.
Yeah, Matt throws out. He was like, he basically goes, it's like, wouldn't it be great if Daredevil was here to testify?
He's like, he was there, right? He was there, right?
Yeah. And Fisk, the look on Fisk's face, it's like, I think you got to be smart in that Kingpin. If he's willing to start placing this out here, you got to realize he has a plan. But Fisk doesn't. Fisk is like entertaining the thought. And in fact, as we talk about stuff later, he continues to think, I've still got the thing. But as soon as Matt goes into this line of questioning, if I'm the Kingpin, I'm like, what does he have? It's like almost Kingpin has forgotten. He's had so many, he's beaten Matt so many times in this recent time that he's forgotten all the times that Matt's got one over on him, that he's not even thinking about what he's saying. He's like, he's just trying to hang himself. It's like, no, I'd be afraid if this guy's this confident, what's he going to do?
Yeah, but you're speaking as someone that hasn't been corrupted by power. I think DA and both DA and Kingpin have been corrupted by power so much that they're just like, they think they're invincible.
I think that's what doesn't work for me when it comes to Kingpin in this. Kind of like you, Andrew. I'm like, if I do believe you, the earlier thing of him being like, everyone's thinking about me, this is all about me. I would hope that you extend that to, well, what is he doing that's going to screw up my power? Like, what is he doing? That there's a bit more, I think in general throughout the episode, there was these ideas where I'm like, we're not going to tease that out. And sometimes, you know what? I always have to admit and remind people I am a mainstream bozo, so I'm not in for some of the more subtle things in TV and filmmaking, but I do like a good teasing out of an idea and looking at it from different angles. And a couple of things in this were just kind of like, nah, it's just happening, and we're gonna move on. And so sitting more with him being like, they're all turning on me, and feeling that loss of power, and then realizing what's going on with Matt would have gone a long way with me, of him actually being like, what do you have up your sleeve? Especially when he's doing I know we'll talk about it in more depth later, but when he's whisper talking to him when he's in the other room, that would have been a great time for him to be like, no one else can hear me. I know you can hear me. What the fuck are you actually doing? Instead of being like, yeah, go ahead, do it, buddy. I dare you. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He's supposed to be the bad guy for this.
Yeah. Well, it's like
world.
I even felt like the whisper talking isn't even go ahead, I do it, I dare you. It was more him still trying to use the threat of I'm going to say who you are,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And it's like you don't realize yet that you do not have that chip anymore. Like he's setting up that he's going to drop his big nut out.
Mhm.
You're not going to have to do it for him. Why do you think you still have power in this situation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that I wanted to see him reckon with some of that stuff a bit more. It's not quite an hour, but it was a long enough episode that I could have stood to see him deal with that a bit more.
Mm.
You're right about that. And I'm just thinking about the Vincent D'Onofrio podcast thing that he did with Charlie Cox. I'm like, is this what he's referring to in the sense that he doesn't have a Vanessa presenting any other perspective to him? Not that she would be able to while he's on the stand, but it's just like, is this what he's referring to? The idea of, not having someone else counterbalance Fisk in that regard. But
Maybe.
you're
feel
absolutely right. They could have used a little bit less subtlety with Kingpin realizing.
I think he always thinks he's gonna beat Matt, right? Like that's kind of what's driving him. So if he's losing it because he lost Vanessa or whatever it is, obviously because he lost Vanessa, but if he doesn't want to admit to that, I would like to see him start questioning other things. Like,
Sure.
like Andrew said, you don't have one up on him in this moment. You can't threaten, I'm going to tell everyone before you do.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, thanks, save me a couple of seconds.
Yeah. It's like,
It would
as you
even
can
be better if he did.
Yeah.
'Cause if Matt was like, and he's like, he's Daredevil, it would be like, okay, well, both of them are saying it. Okay, that might be true.
Collaboration, yeah, totally. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I just thought, oh man, like I agree with you that it felt weird that he was so confident given
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like I
the
thought
history he has with Matt.
I thought the way that Matt is doing it was perfect.
Yes.
For the
I
audience.
just think the Kingpin should be going, instead of going, oh yes, no, I relish this
Going down
this line
path
of questioning.
yeah.
Let's go down this path. It would be more like, I would expect him to say more like, are you sure you want to take this path, Mr. Murdoch? Stuff like that. More like trying to pretend like you still have power as opposed to going, oh, I have all the power. Like thinking you do, like just blindly thinking you do.
Yeah, but as this season has clearly pointed out, it is definitely highlighting a lot of what the real world events are, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I think this is just one of those things where the power's just gotten so to his head that he just doesn't think he can be impeached.
I mean, that's fair.
Whatever.
I think with when you're doing TV and film, whatever, this kind of art, just doing what is already happening isn't as meaningful as exploring it and having a take on it.
I agree. But they also said that they lucked out that there's like, well, we didn't realize this administration was going to do so many of the things that we wrote about this season.
I guess that's it, right? Like, it can't be both. Either you were doing what is happening, or you didn't have an idea and you lucked out that things like that happen, and you're like, you're kind of just stand. Like, either way, it doesn't look great.
No, you're right about that. It doesn't. They should have had some more significant signs that Fisk was like starting to lose his cool.
I mean, he does lose his cool eventually. To be
clear.
absolutely. I mean,
does.
I'm not saying you're saying that he didn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like he gets there. But again with the love that the Netflix series got, I feel like it's because it takes its time and builds things up, even if it is just in one episode. And this felt like he was cool until he wasn't, which is some of the stuff I didn't really like about his portrayal in the Netflix series.
Sure.
That it was kind of just almost infantile, like tantrums, as opposed to what felt like they were building in the Born Again era, where he had a bit more interiority and like had the wherewithal to be like, this is how I act in front of like mixed company.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, again, all good stuff on Matt's end.
Yes.
And it's around this point that the governor shows up
Yes.
to be like, hey, I'm not dead.
Yeah.
That is my next thing. Yeah. The governor and Jessica Jones show up right around the time that Matt is like, heroes. can I be a hero? I took a bullet for you.
Yeah.
I think obviously because he knows where he's going, so he needs people to be on his side of like,
Yeah.
just remember, I am a good person
Yeah.
when
And
I tell
you
you
did
this
say
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the governor's there. I even forgot that that would be a big deal to prove that she wasn't dead. I was just like, oh yeah, she's there because she's gonna talk shit to him later.
No, it's another thing to show like another one of your plans didn't work kind of thing. And then I think this is when they go into the council chamber, right?
I believe so.
Before he does that, he's still trying to push and on the Northern Star thing, like, why'd you do it? And that's when I feel like they haven't earned blow up by Fisk, where he's like, shut up, like this is nothing to do. None of you deserve an answer for this. I run this city. The city's thriving. So everything else is above your pay grade, little man.
I feel like this scene, they went and they watched the final scene, well, the semifinal scene of A Few Good Men, and was just like Tom Cruise just gets Jack Nicholson angry. Jack Nicholson has nothing on him, but Jack Nicholson just gets angry because Tom Cruise goads him, and then he goes there. I thought, oh, we'll do something like that. That's what I feel like, because like just even the style of speeching. Yeah,
you were right in this case because when they introduced it on the podcast, Charlie Cox said, and then we got to do our Few Good Men scene.
There we go. So that's what I figured. That's what I felt like. It's like, it's like he just immediately gets him angry. It's like you hit the right nerve. That's totally the Tom Cruise Jack Nicholson moment in A Few Good Men.
But also, it's just like, oh, sorry, go ahead, Ben.
But it's also just like that whole like thing where he's like, "No, I will answer this question," while DA is being like, "Don't answer that question."
Yeah, that's
like, no, I will.
Those lines
that's like
right
a
there.
Few Good Men. I'm like, that's great.
And it felt earned, I say, because at the very least up top, like with hindsight, if you're saying he feels like he's losing his power and he's spiraling, then it is a bunch of things in addition to the seeing the governor and just being like, oh, I am actually not in control anymore. This is a way I can foolishly try and grab back some control and say something and feel big.
If I yell loudly enough, they might believe me. Yeah.
So it did feel like they built up to that moment. Which was good.
And that's why I like the fact that earlier you used the word tantrum, because I'm like, this is the tantrum that he could throw right now without being physically violent. He could just yell.
Yeah, and it still felt more controlled than like Netflix era stuff.
You're absolutely right about that.
But he does that, and then I can't remember how they do it, but it's like they basically just have to go back into the recess because I guess they do a recess because he's yelling and he's throwing a tantrum, and basically. They haven't shown the video yet, and so it is a conversation about like you can't just throw this out there. And he's like, "This is important. This is." I don't remember the words he used, but he makes a good argument for why. They basically saying because I guess at one point HB the DA was like, "Hey, like there will be no appeals," and he's like, "So you're just gonna say that out loud in front of the judges?" And he makes his appeal to the judges like, "So you're just gonna hand." Kingpin the gavel and gown, and
I kind of like the fact that Matt drops the lawyer speak and just goes to like the hey buddy kind of thing. It's like he's like you're just gonna. It's like him basically going, "You fucking knob. Do you know how this works?" You know?
It was funny because the Wire judge seems like she's like, oh yeah, that's bad, we shouldn't do that. The other judges, when they're nodding, I know that it's supposed to be like they're nodding like, yeah, just do what he says, but it looks like they're like, yeah, we are going to do that actually. You got it, buddy.
Again, then that's kind of like to life as well with what's happening with the Supreme Court half the time, so there you go.
So they get to go back out, show the
and
video.
that's when Kingpin does his little whisper talk. They we did say we were going to talk about the sexy Matt whisper ear thing, like I know you can hear me, kind of thing. But,
I could say the same about you. I love that they cut to the judge. Like, what are you talking?
Who are you talking?
Yeah,
because also
that was
that's
hilarious.
The thing. It is Matt just reacting and saying that, but Matt like isn't thinking. It's like it's just a lapse in mental thought that it's like, oh yeah, he can't hear me. I'm the one with super hearing.
Yeah.
You know?
I was so like on board with Matt in this episode that I was like, can he hear him? Like, I know, like, I was like, and I didn't mean that in like, can he hear the literal words, but more like if he says that, can Kingpin just feel it? Like, can he just feel like, because they're constantly
disturbance in the
trying
force.
to be like, these two are connected. These two are connected.
Yep.
It's like, oh, like he's not an idiot. Did he just talk out loud like that? And I'm like, no, this must. And then the judge immediately, what are you talking about? I was like, okay, yeah,
it was just, it was a momentary
lapse.
lapse. It was like, it was him going, oh, you saying this? Well, this is my comeback, but you can't hear
I'm
this.
rubber, you're glue, buddy.
Yeah.
It takes one to know one.
Yeah,
That's right.
But yeah, then they go back out. They do the thing, and Matt says, "I am Daredevil."
Well, before he says that, he's setting it up. He's setting up, and they cut over to Karen, and the look on Karen's face is very like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, is this what you're doing?" And this is the moment where Matt is answering to Karen from 2 episodes ago of like, we're going to be crossing lines, but not the ones you think. Is that Matt is already using that as it's in his back pocket as if I got to do this, I will. And he's but Karen doesn't realize that when they're saying that outside the courtroom, the jailhouse.
I know this is a Matt Murdock thing, and I just have to accept it, but I was just like, you should have told them you were going to do this. It just looked weird that they're like, what's going on? I'm like, hey, who cares if they know you're going to do it? Just I liked when it felt like he was a team player, like just the way the thing was going so far with their courtroom scenes, that it reminded me of when he kind of throws Hector Ayala's life like on the line. He's like, he's White Tiger, just so you know. You didn't even talk to him about that, and then like, this isn't as dangerous, but it was still like, why
still
not?
Kind of reckless.
Like, it's very reckless.
Let them know what you're going to do, because it's again, there's just the more people that don't look shocked by this and look like, oh yeah, I mean, here we go, the better for his case. Like, his eyes are on him. So like, to have everyone be like, whoa, what? I'm just like,
that's the route they've taken, especially in the Born Again era. They've taken with Matt in the comics. When Matt does something similar, he lets Kirsten know in advance. In fact, he reveals that's when he reveals his identity to her, because basically,
that's way better.
Because here's the thing: when Matt and Kirsten, when they first meet, she's a DA, he's a defense attorney. They get together, and her entire thing is because it's been in the news and everything for the longest time that he may be Daredevil. She's always like, "You're Daredevil." He's like, "No, I'm not," and everything. And then eventually, when he decides, okay, I've got to reveal my identity in public. I've got to basically say, yes, I am Daredevil. I got to let Kirsten know first. And so like he says to her, hey, you know that thing where we do the flirty thing where you say you're Daredevil and I say I'm not? And she goes, yeah, he does like this big thing in the park where he throws his stick, catches it, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, let's not do that anymore. And she's like, oh, okay. And then they put the plan together to reveal in court that he is Daredevil. In this, I think they're just going more for dramatic effect, like a classic soap opera type reveal. Even though we, the audience, already know it's coming. It's kind of like, Tootsie, when he finally reveals that he's a man. Of course, everybody watching the movie knows he's about to do that, but everybody there does not. So I think they're going more for just effect as opposed to narrative, which, as I said, in the comics, they did very different.
Yeah. Oh, see, I was like, I'm willing to believe he just does that. I wish he was sharing that information. Also, this is another one that I've seen debated. Do you guys think that Kirsten already knew?
No.
I don't think this Kirsten knew. I don't think this Kirsten knew.
I think so either.
I think this Kirsten has been so freaking bogged down by having to carry Murdoch McDuffie on her back because Matt Murdock has been in hiding for most of this, that she does not have the extra wherewithal to figure out whose secret identity. I think she's just trying to get through the fucking day.
Yeah.
Okay. Because everyone's like, oh, well, she knew, or that something happened last episode. I can't remember what episode. Oh, no, she found out before. And I'm like, I don't.
No, each time they made sure to keep the identity concealed. He'd put the mask on every time she showed up.
Yeah. Anyway, if it obviously is important for where it was going, but also my nitpick was like, I don't. Is this crossing a line? Like for me, like what I thought he meant was we're gonna go past the point of no return, which I feel like the quippy way of saying is we're gonna cross the Rubicon. But like crossing a line, especially in the context he used it, where she's already being like, "You should kill him," and he's like, "We're gonna have to cross a line." Like felt like weirdly misleading, like
Right.
just for him to be able to not the way you think. I'm like, but that's what. And then I don't really need to get into it, but I did feel like this was his. We're crossing the line. It doesn't even feel like the right turn of phrase in the context that he used it, and in general, like as a lawyer, you'd think he'd be better with the words.
He hasn't had a lot of sleep in the past 6 months, so I'm just gonna give him that. You know, like,
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of suspecting that he was going to reveal his identity, because it's just like earlier on this season when Fisk goes like, gives the reason of why he doesn't want to actually reveal. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's the only real power that Fisk has over him at this point in time. So it's going to be the 8 Mile thing where
it is a move to take the power away.
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, of course, Hawkburn is like, can we really believe that? Blind lawyer and everything. And then he does his fancy trick of the throwing the stick and catch it sort of thing.
Seems like, hey, man, cool.
Well, that's the thing.
But
that's the thing. That's the dumbest thing ever that Pal has that reaction. A blind lawyer can fight, because he already knows that blind lawyer can fight because he beat his ass in last season.
That's why I thought it was so funny that I'm like, is this the same character? Like,
He's the dumbest sack of shit
dumb.
there. He's so dumb.
That should have been Cole North doing something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it did look like Cole North was like, shut up.
So sick of his shit.
I'm trying to look at the reveal. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch this thing. You're ruining my show. Jeez.
Yeah, you killed my friend. Now you're talking over the show. What are you doing, man?
Oh, man. But this all leads to Matt doing the big call out of the kangaroo court, pointing out all the things that are like, how can we have a freaking trial when this dude's on the take? The cops are all on the take. You guys are on the take. This was all about me.
Yeah. And the judge was like, you know what? Whether or not you're right, it's true. We can't do this. I know she said whether or not you're Daredevil, but it was just like, I mean, a lot of it does hinge on if he's Daredevil, though. Like, only because what he's saying could be called into question if he's a big liar and would go to the lengths of lying about being Daredevil.
Yeah.
So you can't really just be like, regardless, you're right.
But also, it's just like, okay, if we're going by law proceedings right now DA has the ability to cross-examine you on the bench and all that kind of shit. But it's just like, whatever. We're good. We slammed.
I really thought there was going to be more pushback. Like, as in, I think that it ended the way it needed to in terms of her just being like, "This is a mistrial," like, we're moving with prejudice or whatever, dismissed with prejudice.
Yeah.
So like, there wouldn't be a point in putting him on the stand because,
True.
Even the DA was saying the only person here on trial is Karen, so you can't really be like, and now I'm gonna grill you about being Daredevil.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, like, a bit more time with this reveal and how it's affecting people would have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think they just wanted to move to the action part.
Yes.
And here's the thing also is that, as I mentioned in the comics, there was a thing that involved a court case where he revealed that he's Daredevil. In it, he recuses himself as the lead counsel and has Kirsten become lead counsel to take the stand. And they do the whole reveal and everything through that. And it does seem like the DA's like, wait a second, what's going on here? And the judge is even like, are we doing a show now, sort of thing? So it's sort of like, I think to avoid that theatrics, to make the people go like, wait a second, sort of thing, I think just like, bam, the thing's out of the bag. Let's wrap this up and get to the action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here you go, you legal nerds. You got your court drama, and now let's fight.
Yeah. Which I will agree. I will say that this is probably the most exciting court drama thing that I've seen, because I usually don't care for that kind of stuff except for A Few Good Men. But I'm like, oh, this is cool. This was really, really cool. But get to the fighting.
I would have been like, I figured you're not having Jessica Jones here to not fight. But I was like, I don't even mind if they don't fight. Like, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, no, exactly. If they had ended this entire thing in the courtroom, it would have worked as well because again, it's Matt and it's all about justice. So.
Yeah, I agree, but we do get to fight, so there's no need to be worried. Before we get to the fight, the governor is being like, "Hey, we're gonna charge you with everything, just so you know."
And he's like, "It's gonna take you 5 to 7 days to do the paperwork.
Like, you better start now." But,
yeah,
but we do have the information that the Freeport is now in the control of the government, and all of his assets have been frozen.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to bother him so much as the prospect of having to leave. But yeah, he's just like, hey, fuck you. Just start the process. There's due process for that.
Yeah, exactly. And so then he heads to the foyer, and Matt and his team head to the foyer, and they have the little foyer showdown. And that leads to Powell basically calling for the shot on Matt, people.
Yep. I mean, I guess they don't know he has good hearing. They're like, but it was just like, you're saying that pretty loud, Powell. Like, you idiot.
Yeah.
In front of a lot of witnesses. Yeah.
I forgot about the witness part of it too. Of just like, take the shot. It's Matt Murdock here, and then we'll be able to pin it on
Bullseye. And then Bullseye is like, "Hey, surprise, it's me," sort of thing.
It is ridiculous that there was no code whatsoever. It's like, oh, you're literally gonna say the words.
There's
that seems on brand for Powell, though.
Yeah, Powell's too dumb to think. Like, his code would be like, okay, when I say the password, shoot him in the head now.
Yeah.
You know when to do it.
The same guy who kills someone going, "You Fredo fuck," would definitely be the one that's
yes, true.
Murdoch's here, let's get him.
Yes, exactly.
It's time for revenge.
Oh
so
my God.
dumb.
Yeah, but then Bullseye does take the shot, but he ends up hitting Buck. He was gonna. He was aiming for Kingpin or somebody.
Was Buck just gonna shoot Matt? Because he does go for his gun at one point. I'm like, oh, like this, you're ruining the plan, Buck, and you got shot for your troubles.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what Buck's movement was, like what he was planning to do, but yes, he did go for his gun. He did get shot, and so you know what? The coolest character in the show has to have an off day. That's what I say.
This is the thing. It still would have been cool if he just took the bullet for
Fisk. Yeah.
He's like going with a gun. I'm like, well, something's gonna happen to you now, or you succeed and the whole plan is ruined because it was supposed to look like a sniper did it.
Yeah.
So he doesn't look cool in this moment, but he could have, and I didn't know why they wrote it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were like, he's too cool. We gotta give him some levity here.
Fair enough. Yeah. Rough up some edges there. He can't be a smooth operator all the time.
And then
I guess
of course,
he's thrown off because of Daniel.
Yeah, exactly. He's still dealing with the Daniel stuff. Like his buddy's dead. He killed him,
which they don't spend any time on either. I understand he's not the lead, but it was just like, come on.
It's like they gave him a bunch of like setup, and then finally when he has something super to deal with, they're like, we're not gonna focus on that.
Don't worry about it. He's gonna get shot in the belly.
Meanwhile, Ice is out there running to the spot that they had set up, the perfect perch for the assassination they set up, and of course Bullseye isn't there anymore. So it's like, good job, guys.
Yeah, they suck.
And the whole building goes into lockdown.
Yes, this is also where. Fisk does the whole. Hey, I'm calling state of emergency on camera, and then we see BB doing her quote unquote unmasking on camera this time, and being like, "No, don't listen to him. The true shitty people here are the ICE agents." And I'm like, that is true.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about anything else that guy is saying. We need to stop these ICE agents. The only funny thing is, it reminded me of a Hannibal Buress joke, but she was like, these assholes who killed our families and like hurt our friend, and I'm like, it seemed like what she was saying kind of de-escalated in like
they hurt our friends and said not nice things.
And it was like that Hannibal Buress joke where he's like, I went to an Odd Future concert where they were like, kill people, burn people, fuck school. He's like, I mean, by the time you've killed someone, do I really care about fuck school? But yeah, anyway, she puts some skin in the game by showing her face. instead of being behind a mask. So there you go.
And it leads to the big showdown of the quote unquote good cops versus ICE on the because they gotta have some good cops in there.
Wait, before that though, Jessica throws Matt his suit, and I don't actually want to see a scene of it, but I'm like, did he just like get undressed in front of everyone and be like, can you just hold on a second? I'm gonna put this on. I was just like, it's just a funny concept that like she has that cool moment of trick or treat, and then he's like, yeah, but still, I gotta, take this. Or do we think he put the suit on over his lawyer suit?
No, I think he took the stuff up and put it on. And here's the thing: there's only one superhero that they would actually show that scene for, catching a thing and then having to actually put on the suit, and that would be Nightwing.
Yeah,
they do that for Nightwing because they'd be like, "Look how sexy that is," But
you were right. I'm reading the Tom Taylor run. I'm like, there's a lot of just him getting
him dressing and undressing. Yes, but that's like a thing that's been around for a long time. Nightwing. Yeah, it's always been like it's like DC has been like, hey, we know a lot of people have been upset that women have been over sexualized in comics, so we give you Nightwing as our peace offering.
I agree with you. Nightwing we would get it in the Nightwing show.
Yes, we would.
I don't want to rewatch Titans, but I want to see if they ever did it in Titans.
But that is the logistics of it. I'm like, hey, you didn't leave that room. You got dressed in front of basically 4 women.
And I just
nothing new for Matt though.
Nothing new for Matt. You're right.
It's more like the suit probably stinks.
Yeah,
he's probably like got to gingerly take it off because he's been shot in the leg.
He's also got a big bullet wound in his leg.
Yeah, like
You're
this
right.
feels like it would be embarrassing.
Wouldn't be very sexy. No.
No.
That was just a funny thing I thought happened. Fisk is basically like, we're not letting Matt or he says Daredevil. He never calls him Matt.
Yeah, he says Daredevil or Karen, Yeah,
Daredevil and Karen cannot leave here. We're killing them. If that's a problem for you. Because some people are like, well, I mean, I don't know about killing them. And he's like, look, if that's too much for you, you can just tender your resignation now. And I'm like, he's going to kill those people. And I'm glad they were all like, no, we'll just do it. I'm like, you would have died if you said I'm not doing it.
Died. Yeah. You would have gotten the fate that a bunch of, rebellers and resistors get later. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boo. So that happens, and then we get to the Cherry and Brett facing off against Powell and Cole.
And here's the thing: Cole finally gets a clue, and it's too fucking late.
Yep. Also, the clue was, wait a minute, did you lie about it? Were you not in the trial where they already said he didn't do it?
But also, it's like, did you not witness him kill the guy in front of you and then call him a Frito or whatever? Like, that was the previous episode.
But I think his breaking point was, you sent me to go kill a cop killer, and he's not even a cop killer.
Yeah,
right. I think that's
it's all a personal. It is. It does. That's the thing. His reason for finally getting a clue is A, it's the Blue Lives Matter shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And B, it's you lied to me. It's a personal thing. It's not a justice thing. It's a personal.
thing. You lied, but he also then was like, "Hey, did your balls burn off in that fire?" Like, it's like you're really laying it on in front of everyone now.
Yeah,
you're embarrassing me. You lied to me, but I'm just like, I don't believe that the same person that killed Hector Ayala and watched with glee as they crushed cares if Hector Ayala actually killed a cop.
Yeah, no, and here's the other thing as well, that they kind of I thought the one thing that it was building to was the fact that Cole was the head of the task force in the last season, and now he's Powell's lackey. I thought that was something they were going to play off of, but no, it was just at the end. It was like,
Yeah, he's just like, hey, shut up. Anyway, guys, you can go in. I don't know.
You guys can all go in. Everybody, let him in, sort of thing. Yeah.
He's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe he wasn't a cop killer. Like, I don't know how you came to that. And even if you didn't understand that before, I don't believe you cared if he did or not.
Yeah, I will say this right here is very much a case of them going, we have a character. Let's just take a name of a character from the comics and give it to him.
Yeah.
Because the Cole North of the comics was somebody that was much smarter. He did have a hard-on for vigilantes, but he did come over to the other side much quicker in the comics.
I feel like he could only do it quicker. This is
Yeah.
stupid and stuff. All I know is during that podcast, the head writer was like, he positions it as if they had successfully rehabilitated the character,
Oh, dear
and they're
God.
not done with him. And I was just like, bleh.
Oh, they're not done with him?
No.
God,
He was
I
like,
do not.
He was like, and he gets his redemption moment, and we're not done with him. And I was just like,
See, that's the thing. They've already ruined the character. They can't do all the good stuff from the comic with the character now. It just won't work. I'm sure the actor seems like a lovely individual. It's fine. But the character is burnt. It's ruined.
He is burnt. It's true.
Nice.
No, I really don't think they should have gone the route they went.
I agree.
Especially since you use that name and everyone knows what everyone who knows the name knows what happens. Like, I'm not saying I knew, but you knew, and you knew what should happen with a Cole North, and they ruined that.
Yeah,
And
a
now
Cole
they're
North
trying to
would have
do-
never would have been on that style of task force. That's all I gotta say.
And now they're still committed to making him closer to Cole North, and I'm just like, why did you take such a long road
Way
to
around,
this?
yeah.
Like, you could have used him as like, what if he served the same purposes? His name's Brett, right? Like, what if? I know it's nice to see people from Netflix come back, but like, if you're introducing this new person, like, what if you just had him be good by the end of the first season?
Yeah.
Be like, oh yeah, I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Except, yeah, I found it laughable that he'd be like, wait a minute, he didn't kill a cop. I'm like, you have to be kidding.
That was dumb. I was like, wait, you lied to me?
But I do gotta say, when he goes the whole let them in and everything like that, and they all start saying, it's weird seeing the good guys storm the the courthouse.
This is especially the way they were like color coded. Because it wasn't a show that was getting too deep. We've already touched on it. Like, it looks like it's borrowing iconography without knowing what it wants to say about it.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. I know that Kingpin's the bad guy, but you aren't setting him up like visually.
No.
Given our recent history as the bad guy,
Yeah.
you were setting him up to be like, oh no, like, poor guy, he's just doing his job.
Yeah. So he can't leave the courthouse.
I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, it was messy.
Again, I understood what it was in service to based on where Matt ends up, but I just was like, there has to be a better way of doing this.
Like that's the thing. There has to be, but like I know that they're kind of trying to build up that violence and rioting can get out of hand and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that visual just didn't work for me. It just seemed kind of weird. Now, one visual that did work for me that was happening at the exact same time is Hawkburn. Of course, Heather's trying to help Buck, trying to get him.
Give me a jacket so I
Give
can
me a
help
jacket.
Buck.
And
So I
Hawkburn
can choke
uses
him
this.
again.
He's like, he does two things. One, he's like, oh, this is this is a really nice jacket.
Expensive
But then he then goes in his head, Hornbrain comes on and he goes, oh yeah, we should just get out of here, you and me, and everything like that.
Like touching her hair, like he
Yeah.
touches. I was like,
He caresses
what is
her.
happening? Where do you think you are right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Heather punches him right in the throat.
Yeah.
Once again, fucking hot. There
It
you
was
go.
cool. Yeah.
It was great, and I'm not saying this was bad acting until she started like almost trembling, being like, "Don't touch me." I was like, "Geez, that is bone chilling stuff." Like, it was good, but I was like, "Oh, geez, what are you? Come on,
Yeah. That
you're
guy's
a wild lady,
creep.
Heather."
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that HB the DA needed to get his comeuppance, but I was just like, why did he have to be so stupid about getting his cut? Like, this,
He's
this
just been. Unfortunately, he's a poorly written character. He's kind of been
Yeah.
stupid the entire season.
Yes.
Even like his first appearance with Kirsten, he just says a bunch of cliche bad guy lines to Kirsten just so he can tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything like 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional in the show. It's just all been a very 1-dimensional kind of I'm a bad guy thing.
and he's not played with enough like clear comic relief direction.
Mhm.
If he was clear comic relief, it would be different. Then sometimes they are giving him, like when he says Karen Page is the only one on trial here, you're like, so he's not an idiot. Like, that is the right thing to say in this moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even in a situation where he knows it doesn't, or he should feel none of this really matters because we own everything here. So yeah, I was just like, oh, why are you hitting on her in this way in this moment when you know you can't leave to go anywhere? Like,
Yeah.
It's perplexing for sure. But if we made sense of it, we would not be as smart as we are right now.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. If it made sense to us, I got bad news for us.
Yeah. There's a couple of moments, not a couple. I think there's a moment where Fisk ignores a call from the Attorney General.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then Sheila answers, and she's kind of just like, look, this is the deal. You got to leave. You got to resign. And he is like, oh, absolutely not. No, that's not happening. And is that what kind of pushes him to be like, now I'm going to fight people in the hall?
Yeah, he's just like, open the doors, let them in, everything. And it's just like, I'd rather beat up citizens than take the deal. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that line. You said it earlier, Daniel. He just opens up the door, boo, and just like starts punching them. I'm like, what the? It's such a good meme now.
Yeah.
Boo, and it just like knocks the guy's head off.
It is, yeah. Again, I see the pieces, but it's like the disconnect between that and then being up in that January 6th moment of him like, I bled for you people. I'm like, I mean, I understand that you may think that, but I would like a bit more time in terms of what is going on in your head.
Well, you see, the Kingpin I bled for you thing, what I read from that is after he's going on his massive like beat down kind of thing, he knows he's lost. That's why he is lashing out and beating down all these people and sort of thing. And so his move, the I bled for you and everything like that, is that he wants to take the easy way out. He knows if he keeps saying the shit, they'll all come and swarm him like they do. And if they keep at it, if nobody stops them, they'll beat him to death.
Yeah.
And so he just wants out of that. That's what I gather from that. He's the coward of, if I do this now, then I don't have to face any repercussions later.
I do agree with you on that. It's more for him. It's much more messy if he survives it versus.
And I think the only reason why it's written that way is not even for Kingpin. It's for Matt to be like the, oh my God, they're gonna swarm him kind of thing, and then go up and do the thing.
I think. I mean, still touching on the idea that it doesn't feel natural for him to say, and it's in service of a moment for a different character.
Yeah. It is in service of a moment for a different character, but I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I did not think he thought they would beat him to death, but obviously they weren't. He knew what he was taking on in that moment. Mm-hmm. I thought, if anything, he'd be like, this guy's going to stop them, like, if things get out of hand.
But while he's beating the crap out of them, of course, on the other side, there's Matt and Jessica going through.
Has no power issues, almost like we shouldn't have brought it up at all.
Yeah, exactly.
No issues whatsoever.
That was just a weird.
Maybe that'll play into season 3, or if Jessica Jones gets her own show or whatever. Anytime that there is a thing in a show where they go, let's play, or a movie where they play with, let's play with the power going away. It never is a problem when it needs to be. It's the major reason why I have a problem with Spider-Man 2. And so yeah, like I always hate when they do that. Their powers aren't working as they should, kind of thing. But they're doing that, and then of course. Little White Tiger Jr. comes out and does some fighting. It's very much like, it's beat nice and I helped kind of thing.
Yeah,
they don't even acknowledge her. Like, I think he holds a door open for her. If you pause your screen at the right time, you can see him keeping a door open so she can come with them. But I'm just like, again, this is a pretty big development, and we're just not going to deal with it. Mm-hmm. And I do like that some people were like, maybe she just wasn't drinking because she's a mom and she got to drink again in the office and now her powers just work properly. I was like, yeah, this is why I'm on Threads for this. So, not the other shit.
If we pull that thread a little bit more, it's a lot like the thing that I said about the trauma and all that kind of stuff. She needs the trauma memories and the drinking and all that kind of stuff.
I never said you were wrong. I just said that, or that would be a bad idea. I just said that's not what they were writing.
I know that's not, but I mean, this scene does give it a little bit of credence. I like the line. She's like, "Gotta love jurisprudence" when she pulls up the bottle of scotch.
But wow. Angela White Tiger is there, and they're just kind of like, Anyway, we got to go over here.
Yeah, they're like, good for you, kid. You get your anger out. That's great.
So yeah, I
Children
don't know when
are
she
our
was
future.
practicing any of those moves, but
Just comes naturally,
She's
Maybe
there
you're
and
born
she's
with it,
ready.
Yeah, they need to talk about the talisman. It's just like, yeah, because that talisman is.
No,
if you-
they're basically they're trying to have their cake and eat it too by going, oh, we'll just have the talisman. So if we want to do something,
yeah,
then we don't have to explain it, but we're not going to explain any of it.
Yeah, it bothers me, but like, because they could easily go like, oh yeah, that talisman gives you the power to fight like the White Tiger or Walnut. So
No,
like,
it's
okay,
just
cool.
it's very much like if you remember the one line that Matt said in the court case in season 1, then that's all we're gonna give you. That's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got to see Jessica Jones and Matt fighting. That was cool, but I was just like, so she only had that problem so that she couldn't kill Powell, or knock him out, which
Pretty
seems
much.
like you could have just not had him be there.
No, she only had that problem to confuse some viewers to think that Powell was enhanced.
No, you're
that's the
right.
reason.
Sorry. It was for Powell.
Yeah.
Either you were like, wow, he's enhanced, or you were like, thank goodness he didn't get her. Yeah, and I guess we have to go back to the Fisk in the January 6th moment. People start swarming him. I was a bit put off by Matt being like, wait, no, you guys are trying to fight him? No. I was like,
We're better than this.
there's a cooler way of having him swoop in to stop them, as opposed to showing how ineffectual he was at being like, wait, no. I didn't expect all these angry people who are here to fight to try to fight this person.
You guys are gonna make a mess. This is
What are you
terrible.
doing?
It's like, this is not what I expected my army to do.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
what did you think was going to happen,
Yeah.
buddy? That's
An
the
angry
guy
mob.
that everyone's mad at.
Yeah.
I appreciated where we landed with the scene, but it was just like that moment of him looking so silly trying to stop them and not kind of like Fisk earlier, not considering what it would mean to walk in cool and have a bunch of people who are angry and riled up come in with a bunch of superheroes and like be like, oh, I guess I'll just leave this to you guys. No, they're gonna rush him.
Yeah. Again, Matt hasn't had a lot of sleep in the past 6 months.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, he gets there. He gets to talk about Grace. Although I feel like before it was Mercy, but no, I guess he wants to specifically talk about Grace.
No, he's talking about Grace because, he's now like based on the previous episode. He now
showed
kind
Bullseye
of
Mercy. He's giving Kingpin Grace.
he's giving Kingpin Grace, and also he like the last episode. He's now had a reconnection to the religious side of himself. He prayed for help. Jessica Jones showed up, that kind of thing. So giving grace is a big part of that. So but like then when Fisk agrees to take the deal, he says, I hope you don't mind if I don't shake your hand.
Yeah.
That's actually, somebody pointed out to me, that's actually a callback to season 3 of Daredevil, when Daredevil makes the deal with Kingpin saying, if you go in, I'll make sure that the CIA or the FBI doesn't do anything to Vanessa, that she walks, and they shake on it. But his deal was, you know, he basically said to me, you don't try to do any more of the shit again. Like, you basically go on the straight and narrow, you do your time, and then that's it. Well, Fisk obviously came out and didn't. So the idea is that his handshake isn't worth anything. So he's
don't worry, I'm
even
not gonna shake hands. No, that's cool. I didn't remember that, but I famously don't remember the Netflix Daredevil. I'm glad you brought that up. That's really cool. That is cool. They connected those seasons. Yeah. Okay. That happens. He's gone. We'll see him later. But first, we see they go to the restaurant for real this time.
Yeah.
I like this moment. Karen and Matt are basically like, I don't even really believe I could do this without all the shit that was on top of us this season, but I want to try. I like that they vocalize that to each other.
Yeah, the fact that they were like, this is really hard. It's like, see, they're two guys that people have been the adrenaline has really been pumping them this entire time, the chaos. And now that they're in the mundane, that's when the real work to their relationship
Yeah.
is supposed to happen. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen.
Does Karen say, "I thought we had more time," or did she say you would have thought we would have more?
No,
time?
she said, "I thought we had more time."
Yeah, but yeah, the police come and they arrest Matt, and he's like for the crimes of Daredevil, which I've seen people think means we're going to get some other stuff that I don't think works given how he got himself into that situation, but they think this is the opening for Iron Fist to pose as Daredevil while he's in jail. And I'm like, but that's
I
gonna
hate that.
That's just, you would just be happy because that happened in the comics.
That happened in the comics,
but like,
yeah.
His whole thing is, I am Daredevil, and
Yeah. So it wouldn't be necessary. Yeah, it wouldn't be necessary. The whole reason why it was in the comics, and I may get into this later for comic books, but is that Matt Murdock is still up on charges for being Daredevil, which he has said not guilty to. So he's being held, and so as a means to protect the identity, it wasn't Matt's idea. Someone approaches Iron Fist and says, "You be Daredevil for the time being." And it is kind of teased out over a number of issues before that's revealed.
The reveal of
Danny Rand. Yeah. In fact, this was during a time where where Marvel actually was worried about shit getting leaked, that they actually put out several different versions of the panel online to hide the thing. So one was Danny Rand, another one was, I think, Bullseye, another one was Hawkeye, so yeah.
I wish I was like actively reading at that time. That seems like a cool
There was a bit of a different online scene because there was things like Wizard and stuff like that back then, so it almost felt more, I don't know, like more contained, like you could follow it easy as opposed to everybody off on their own tangents. Like Reddit wasn't a thing back then.
Right.
So
I think he's just gonna go to jail. I don't think that was an opening for Danny Rand to take over the mantle, especially since that actor didn't put on a mask ever, very famously.
Yes, Finn Jones. Which they really. That's the one character. Well, that's the one character that I was always like, you can easily put Iron Fist in a costume because it can be ceremonial garb from Kunlun.
Yeah,
and also, if he can't figure out the fight choreography,
you can have someone else. Yeah, you can have somebody else fight. Yeah,
it might make the show better.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I guess we have to worry about that for next season. Although it seems like he has enough time now to learn the fight moves.
You would think.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who you ask, he either did have the time and didn't want to use it, or never had the time. Either way, let's hope he's seen the commentary online and is motivated to do something about it.
Right.
Even if it's like, just put a mask on and do this stunt. I'm not gonna learn that shit. Okay. So he's carted off, but not before he says, "I love you." I didn't think he was going to propose, but it felt like the blocking was such that the way he goes on his knees at first is like we've kind of committed to each other. You want to do conjugal visits?
I think
getting ready.
Yeah, he was just basically going like, okay, I'm assuming the position because I'm about to be cuffed and taken away. Yeah. Oh man.
The worst kept secret. Luke Cage comes.
Luke Cage shows up.
Goddamn.
It's a nice suit, though. Very nice suit.
Yeah, it's good.
And he's wearing a yellow shirt, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought. Obviously, Brand New Day trailer ruins this, but I thought they were going to do like a Mayor Cage thing. Not in episode 8. By episode 2, I was like, oh, they're not doing that because they kind of solidified the Brand New Day trailer who the mayor would be. But I was just like, oh, like, so he's just back. Okay. I thought, like, I was waiting for him to come back all season to be like, I know who can fill the void.
Yeah, well, then here's the thing. I think they might still do the Mayor Cage stuff because if you remember, she's been appointed mayor, right? So eventually there will have to be an election. I think sometime during Daredevil season 3.
No, I just thought it would be by the end of season 2. That would be like the reason to bring him back,
right? To
be like, and he's the mayor, but I am aware that they can still do that in season 3. But yeah, he's back. He got a nice reunion with Danielle. I felt like an icy reception from Jessica Jones, but I've seen other people who are like, no, she was turned on, and I was like, I guess I just don't know how to watch this show.
Here's the thing: Jessica's she's a very hard character.
Yeah,
she's hard. She has trust issues, and even though she trusts Luke, a part of her, and even though she knows why Luke did this, like it's obvious that based on Mr. Charles, that Luke said yes to the job because they wanted Jessica.
Yes.
And so he was basically being like, I'm going to do this to protect my family. Sort of
and
thing.
She's like, are you done?
Yeah.
I wish he just ended at yes, but he's like, yeah, because they got someone else. And I'm like, come on, man. So they don't want me anymore.
Yeah.
I think you know what? I think that was just like an aside. Like, I think it's like an and as opposed to a why. It's more like, and they got someone else.
So don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
They got Bullseye now. So
they got Bullseye now to be the contract killer for Mr. Charles or Mr. What do they call him? Mr. Nicholas, Mr. Robinson. Yeah,
that's obviously like another alias.
As is Mr. Charles. Yes.
I saw.
There's actually
which one is it? I'm like, neither.
There is a theory. There is a theory out there that he might be set up to be Henry Peter Gyrich.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
But I think people think either he will be Gyrich or Tremel Tillman.
Yeah, he could be. But see, the thing, there are other characters in the Marvel universe that Mr. Charles could end up being. Mm-hmm. I don't have a list for you, but there are several people from behind the shadows that work things. So
at first, I was like, well, they'll sort it out, but then today the news broke that he's going to be in Man of Tomorrow, and I'm just like, maybe he's just done.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, he could be done.
Probably done with Marvel.
I don't mean forever. I just mean like it's not like they're going to be following up next year.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. No, but I think it's one of those things that it's like he's in the pipeline now. They could bring him back. Like, look, there's like in recent years, look how long it took for them to wrap up stuff from the Incredible Hulk. It took to Captain America: Brave New World. So
that's what I always say that about the MCU of like when people are like, oh, they wasted that character. I'm like, unless they're dead, I mean, they could come back in 10 years and it's still worth it.
Yeah.
It's true.
But yeah, he's happy he joined the the Million Mile Club.
Yes, he's very happy about that. And Bullseye doesn't give a shit.
I thought Bullseye was gonna just kill him just for that smile, though.
Just
the way Bullseye was like, "Shut up."
Just a recreation of the shitty Daredevil movie scene on the plane with Bullseye just using the peanut to kill somebody.
I was like, "Why are you so happy about it?" Like, it just feels like that would be an inevitability. Like, yeah, you're gonna get out Sunday. You're acting like he acted like he won a prize, and I was like, you know what? Good for him.
No, act like you've been there. Be like George Clooney in what was that movie? Up in the Air.
Up in the Air, exactly.
He knew what was coming.
The cancer. It was nice to see that. I know they're not recruiting more Thunderbolts, but it was a nice idea of like maybe Bullseye could show up with those other.
Yeah, maybe
characters.
Yeah.
I don't even mean on the team, but just like be in their vicinity.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
It's possible. Yeah.
You got BB. BB's at the Bulletin now.
The Bulletin. That's what he said. I was like, what is he say? I find that Disney Plus rewinding and fast forwarding is the most frustrating thing ever.
It is.
So sometimes if I just miss it, I'm like, I just missed it. I tried one time to go back and be like, what did he say? Because I'm like, I don't think they would put her at the Daily Bugle, but like, what is happening? And I was like, what did he say? It's the Bulletin guy.
Again, yes, the Bulletin again, which was set up in the Netflix series. That's where Ben Urich worked, and that is where Karen Page worked. So,
and she gets to read or see some of his articles, which is nice. I'm assuming the fact that they're cut out from a real newspaper means more to her than being able to read it online.
Yes,
I would think so.
Because
of
her age, she might just be a terminally online person, and so it's nice to have the physical copy there.
Of course.
Yeah, Matt goes to jail, and Cole gives him a head nod, and I'm like, it's already established he's blind. I just
But and even if he saw the head nod, even if there was enough darkness and movement that he could see the head nod, I could see Matt going, "We're not friends."
Yeah. This is the thing. It was like, it's what you said. They're not friends. So even if Matt wasn't blind, that would be such a goofy move. But like, there's the added thing of, do you not know who you're dealing with?
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That's so funny.
And then I don't know. Powell's just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm here too.
That is. It's unsatisfying that he's still around.
And I guess that's no wait. We'll say the Heather part first, then we'll get to the cross cut.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about the Heather part first. Yeah.
So yeah, she's sitting. She puts on her mask. As you said, this was
badly set up.
Foreshadowed.
Yeah.
From towards scene. So she puts on the mask, but her reflection is
her face. So her face is
without
the mask.
Yeah.
Now it is also when Muse was originally announced to be in the show. In the comics, the original Muse was killed off as well, but they were doing a Red Band comic with the Elektra Daredevil, and she was fighting Muse. And the reason why is because they were like, well, he's going to pop up in the show, so we want to bring Muse back in the comics. But what Erica Schultz did is she created a new Muse, which was a female character who was a copycat. So it looks very much like Heather's going to be the new Muse come next season.
Yes, but without the complex comic backstory, because there's something involving hell and souls and all that kind of stuff.
That's what you mean by
like,
complex. Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah.
I just wish that we had a bit more meaningful time with her. Like, there was a lot of her looking in the drawer and then cutting to something else, and I'm just like, I didn't ever doubt that she would become Muse, but I felt like, kind of like Kingpin, like we're missing a bit of something. If you're setting her up to be a big deal in the next season, like, let's make it a bit more concrete about what she's going for, other than, don't make me feel like a victim again. That's one thing, but to go to the step of, and now I'm Muse, feels like we are missing a piece.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that, definitely.
But yeah, she's going to be the new Muse. And we see, I think then we cut to Fisk on the beach. Kind of similar vibe to the episode where Vanessa died. But obviously she's not there, so you feel that loss. But also, he's obviously been exiled from New York. So,
yeah, it's the idea of being in paradise, but it's hell to him.
Yep.
And
Matt being in hell.
He looks distressed, and Matt is smiling in his cell.
Well, that's the thing. Also, if you look at all the shots of Matt walking into the jail cell and sitting down and staring against the wall, they are a mirror image to Fisk in season 1 of Daredevil being brought into the jail cell, sitting down and looking at the wall and thinking of Rabbit in a Snowstorm, because the wall is also white. But then that smirk on Matt's face is sort of like, to me, I read that as, yeah, I'm in the shitter, but justice was kind of done here, kids. Justice did prevail. Yeah. But then the other thing I want to point out is that this is the second season of this show, and the last episode once again ends with a Radiohead song. Last year it was Everything in Its Right Place, and this year it is Pyramid Song. Now, I've been trying to figure out, again, because I like to deep dive into that, I'm trying to figure out the meaning of, if the lyrics mean something, because it is just the same lyrics over and over again. As I jumped in the river, what did I see? Black-eyed angels swam with me. A moon full of stars and astral cars, and all the figures I used to see. All my lovers were there with me, all my past and futures. And we all went to heaven in a little rowboat. There was nothing to fear and nothing to doubt.
That feels like it's for Matt. Like, he's not afraid of what's coming. He's got everyone with him.
That's what I kind of gathered from it as well, that this is kind of from a Matt perspective, and that he's right where he should be. He's not afraid of what's coming next. Yeah.
No,
because he's got the solitude.
The other discourse online is people being upset that Fisk is out.
Oh wow!
Not in jail.
Do they not pay attention to real life events?
Yeah, real. Yeah, that's the
Again,
thing. When
I don't
people
think
of power,
this what happens in real life is good enough for a TV show. I'll be honest. I think you need to actually do something with it. And I think that for this character, he's not just been here for one season.
Right.
I guess I just wasn't sold on him feeling the loss that much because we spend so little time with it. That to me, him being out, sure, maybe he has a couple days of being upset, but he was in jail, came back out, and like rose to the top. So like not being in jail doesn't really make me feel like, and that's the end of him.
no,
or,
it
like,
definitely doesn't feel like the end of it for me as well. Because in the comics, just like in the show, there were times when he went to jail, but then there were also times when he was exiled for different reasons. And what he ended up doing was, one of those times was building an empire in Japan. And coming back. Another time, he built a new life with a family that ended up getting killed by the Hand. So it's like there are all infinite avenues of what to do with the character that will, I think, make sense in the end.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, as a whole, as a season as a whole, like where he ends up, and I don't mean like, oh, I wish he was in jail with Matt or whatever. It's just the satisfaction that I feel like is being projected is like, it's good because now he doesn't have anything and he's on his own. I'm like, not really. Like he's going to be fine, basically. So if he's smiling because he feels justice was served, I'm like, it wasn't served. They made a deal with a guy that went on to kill people immediately after the deal.
You know what? Justice was the wrong word. You're right. You know what it is? It's peace. That's what it is. Like if you look at
he feels good because he didn't let people sully their souls and he didn't give in.
Yeah, and also the whole him saying the two of us have to leave New York alone to save New York. He knows that Fisk is gone and he's in jail. So in his mind, again, as delusional as it might seem, he's thinking the war is over, at least for now.
Yeah. I believe that.
And I'm just like, I don't know why he would. Unless this was separated from the Netflix stuff. Because
he hasn't had a lot of sleep in the last 6 months.
Yes.
Come on, Daniel.
For me, it's like, if this was the first, like we already saw in the first season, how angry he was that people would even accept him as a mayor because he's talking about all the shit he did and how it never meant anything that he sent him to jail. So I don't know why he would think.
Well, actually, okay, here's another theory on what that smirk is. The other theory on that smirk is, again, because, what's the one thing I've said several times that was an excuse? He hasn't had a lot of sleep in 6 months.
He's about to go to bed.
This is the moment where it's not just bed. It's like this is a moment where he can actually have a moment's peace, where he doesn't have to worry about being a protector. He doesn't have to worry about fighting this good fight. He can take a breath.
Yeah. He's got
fair.
solitude within the system that he appreciates.
I would go with that if he wasn't constantly being paired with Fisk on screen.
Right. Well, I'm just trying to find there. Again, he contains multitudes. I think it could be a number of things that make it. Maybe he sat down on that bed and he was like, "Man, this is soft. This is a really nice bed."
I don't want it to come off like I'm upset about what Matt feels in particular. I'm only interested in what the audience gleans from his thing. That's as far as it matters to me, because as you said, he's a complicated person, so it could be any number of reasons why he's smirking, and which aren't really important to me outside of the idea in general. Like, now we're not talking about what's happening in the show and just
let's get outside the show for a second.
What people are talking about as a satisfying conclusion just to the season. I understand this is comic book storytelling, so yes, he can come back, and it would be interesting to see what he builds outside. I'm talking about Kingpin. What he builds outside of it. That all is it's interesting. But I'm just talking about at the end, from what we've seen, it doesn't. That idea that he got what he deserved because he doesn't have what he wants feels hollow to me.
Okay, that's fair. I will say, I like standing outside of the show. The real reason why he smirked is so that people go, "Why did he smirk?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's why I'm saying it doesn't really matter to me what it is
Yeah.
because it is there to make people lean in.
Yes.
And so then we come back to what I've been talking about pretty much all episode, which is these things that are in service of moments instead of coming from the character.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like a bunch of stuff that does that, but it's I found it I don't even want to say like upsetting, but I was just like, oh, like I wish especially when you court the imagery of January 6th, that we did something a bit more pointed with Fisk after that. A bit more of a reckoning for him. I understand you can't kill him. Like that and I don't even know how that would work, really. It's just more like and then he went away and you're like, I mean, he's not gonna go away though. He'll be back. What is an interesting thing that could happen to him where I actually see him be like, oh shit, something like I need to work back to something.
Well, I mean, just diving into the psychology of the character, being so narcissistic and all that kind of stuff. Him secluded on an island, he gets no supply, no love, no admiration, nothing like that. So he's gonna need to be surrounded by people at some point again. And he's gonna need to believe in his own shit again.
Mm-hmm.
So that in itself is gonna be good enough, and he knows the language of crime, so he's probably, you're right, like build up something in Madripoor or whatever, and we don't know the terms of what that exile is. Like, is he can he leave the island? Is he just banned from New York, or what's the deal there? But I choose to look at it from the imagery of the reverse, right? So when the courtroom fights and all that kind of stuff, where you have Daredevil at the bottom of the stairs and representing devil and hell and all that kind of stuff, and it's just those juxtapositions of that's where they belong, and Daredevil being in prison right now, which is a hell to a lot of people, but he does get that peace, he gets that solitude and all that kind of stuff. So
one thing I forgot to bring up, you reminded me, when they do face off after he stops people from trying to kill him, trying to kill Kingpin, I liked the visual storytelling of him telling Fist to stay down, and Fist is like, no, and he's trying to get up to Daredevil, who's standing tall at this point, and, well, I guess it's Matt, because he takes off the mask, and then Fisk actually pulls him down to his level, and that's where they have their conversation. Meaning, to me, that it does feel like this is always on Fisk's terms, and there is no real escaping what he's done, as he's been able to effectively drag him down to his thing, and it's only when Fisk decides, okay, sure, I'll do your thing, that they're up together again. But it does feel like he's more in control.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I that's why I'm saying, like, they're doing a bunch of things, and I'm hoping it's all connected. If not, then yeah, I would ignore that scene and be like, oh yeah, whatever. But it felt like they were trying to show me Fisk's ability to pull Matt down, and they've talked about it in other episodes, and then they show it to you in this moment as well.
Well,
so
yeah,
that he's not really escaping him.
Right. Just separated right now. I mean, he's pulled down other people this season, like Vanessa, even. The idea, just like in season 1 of Born Again, where he's like, yeah, he took over the business that Vanessa was running better than him. It's all about him. You're right. It's Kingpin's domain and his boxing ring, so to speak.
Anyway, that's I maybe we spent too much time on that, but it felt like I wanted a bit more to the conclusion for Kingpin. I understand everything with Matt and what he may feel, and it's actually good that he could be feeling different things, and people take different things from the smirk, as opposed to it being one specific thing.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe the thing that they're trying to say with Kingpin is he's just a boy. Because that's what they were
I
trying to
was-
say with
yeah.
Daniel that didn't do a great job on. So yeah,
Yeah, Matt was thinking on it. He's like, wait a minute. I remember when he was a boy, he was taught to take the biggest man down.
yeah,
He's just a boy. Okay.
he's a boy. Yeah,
This is fine. This is fine.
Now, here's another thought that's really, really outside the show. Was that smirk because he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be on the big screens again, baby, with Spider-Man." Because there's no way that he's not gonna be in a brand new day now.
I don't know. He
There
says
is-
he's
there-
not, and
yeah. But then he said he wasn't. He has
Says
said
a
that
lot.
before.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield also said he wasn't in it. I
Yeah.
will say there
I think
is a
it's
way
different.
to do it. There is
Yes.
a way to do it because there are scenes where Spider-Man is fighting the Hand in a jail.
Yes.
So there is a way to maybe Spider-Man is going to Matt Murdock for help,
Yep.
and the Hand, faces off with him there. Again, I don't think it's going to be a major role, but he may be in it. He may
I
be a
agree.
small part.
I agree.
But he
He's
may
not gonna
not.
have a lot.
But he
He's
may
gonna have like
not.
2 or 3 scenes. But
two of
He's
the
like-
scenes is a lot.
I'd say a scene, one
Yeah,
scene.
fair enough. But
I just
He's gonna
they
be on
already
big
have the
screens,
Punisher
baby.
there. I don't think they're giving him any meaningful scenes.
yeah, we'll see.
Regardless, we'll see what happens.
We
Yeah.
Who
will
knows?
see.
Yeah, maybe the scene is just in the jail, and
Yeah.
who knows? But
Um,
because I can't see Matt being broken out of jail.
yeah, I think I just also it would be interesting if they did anything meaningful with Matt, only because this is a Sony movie, and I understand they play well together now, but if you're Disney and you got your show, you're like, do we really want to give a big character development on a Sony project, or do we want to keep that stuff for
That's
our
a good point.
Well, I don't
Whereas-
think there's going to be a big character development. I think it's going to be a
Even if
Spider-Man
it's he
moment.
broke him out of jail, that's a big.
Oh yeah,
a
no,
big
that's what I'm
point.
saying. I think it's going to happen if it happens, it'll be within the jail. It's not going to leave the jail.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I just feel like they're probably not going. They're going to find a way to not have him be in it. This
Yeah.
it just feels like that. But yeah, he did lie last time. I did like when Vincent D'Onofrio was like, "I saw you got no fan reaction when you were in No Way Home."
I
Carl
love
was
that.
like, yeah, that was fucking ridiculous.
It was so fun.
I was kind of looking
Apparently-
around. I think he
Yeah.
said like, and I was with my kids, and I was kind of like, really nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
That
because
was so funny.
they'd done a big setup for freaking Charlie Cox. They're like, oh, you got to go to a theater and just experience it and everything. And so he got really excited and snuck into the back of a theater, and then nothing. And he was like, oh, why did I do this? Sort of thing.
But yeah,
There's
be
a big
great
pop
if
in
he's
my
in it.
theater. Like there was
Yeah,
a
there's
big
a pop in my theater
Yeah.
too.
yeah, it would be great if he was in it, but I'm not holding my breath.
Doesn't matter if he is or not. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be. It's not gonna.
Sheila's in it.
matters-
That's all I care about.
Exactly. And what
Yeah.
matters is season 3. We already know the Defenders are in it. Thank you, Mike Coulter, for all the information you've been giving.
What a weird thing that they just let him do.
Yeah.
Or did he take the post down? I can't even.
I
don't
can't remember if he took the post down or not, but it's like straight up like, and the thing that's really funny is that when he decides to post is him and Finn Jones
Yeah.
concealing their identity in robes
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
street.
It's like, so you picked a thing where they were actively trying to hide you being on set. Like, did you think that maybe you weren't supposed to share that?
They also took a selfie with Charlie Cox in the prison outfit too.
Well, that's how I knew he was
Yeah.
going to be in season 2. I was like,
Yeah.
it's one thing to be filming season 3 and then your thing. It's
Yes.
another thing to be like on set and showing that you're with Charlie Cox in the attire that I'm assuming he's going to end the season in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god.
ridiculous. Ridiculous. I really don't know how Marvel's not jumping down his throat.
I mean, they probably are. I
They-
don't know if that.
yeah.
I don't think he would live stream that.
They're
Yeah,
probably gonna
again.
be like, "Hey, we're gonna steal your phone now." Like
Mark
when you get on set.
Ruffalo's still alive. Tom Holland's still
Yeah,
alive.
they're all.
Yeah.
they're
You
all
can get
still-
away with it a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still
that's
blown
true.
away, but I thought it was a
Don
bit.
Cheadle too.
No, Don Cheadle hasn't let anything go.
Yes, he had. Oh no, wait.
No, he was just
No,
beside
Don-
Mark
no,
Ruffalo.
he
when
has.
Mark Ruffalo
No, Don Cheadle is always the one who happens to be beside Mark Ruffalo, and Mark Ruffalo
Yeah.
leaks something.
Was it Mark Ruffalo that goes like, "Oh, half of them
Yes.
died"?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
it was okay. I was.
And then
it was
Cheadle
him
was like,
Cheadle.
and then Mike, and he goes,
Oh,
"Was I
okay.
supposed to say that?" And Cheadle's like, "No, you weren't."
I thought
Yeah,
it was a
okay,
bit.
yeah.
I
Gotcha.
really thought it was a bit until I saw the movie. Like, he said everyone dies. No, half of everyone dies. I'm like, that is what happened. What did you think was going to happen?
Oh, I thought that was Cheadle for the longest time. Because
No,
I do remember it was both of them together, and
Cheadle and Benedict Cumberbatch are pretty, like, don't say shit.
they're pretty locked down. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about season 2 of Daredevil? Also knowing that we will have to rate it. I know you don't rate on your show, and you don't like rating, but we will
I know,
have
but
to
hey,
rate this.
as you know, I did it for you guys last
Yes.
year. I'll do it
Yeah.
again for you guys this
Yes,
year.
Yes. But before we
The
get to that,
trade-off I do to make sure I get to be on every episode about Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
Although I know you guys would just let me be on every one of them anyways.
Yes, we would.
anyway, yeah, and then I would just edit in.
Yeah, we
I would
would-
just hope you said numbers throughout the episode and edit in your.
Yeah, we would just
It's like-
ADR it
and they're like,
afterwards.
shit, he only said a 3 and a 2. We're going to give him a low rating here.
Yeah, it's like, hey, yesterday Ben
Andrew,
asked
why'd
me
you
for
put
a
it out of 5?
voicemail to count from 1 to 10.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, it's me going. Yeah, I really loved it. It's amazing. 3.2.
Before we get to that though, I feel like you hinted that you might have some reading suggestions.
I do have some reading suggestions, and these ones are kind of tied in. The first is the Last Rites storyline
Nice.
from the Daredevil back in 1990. It's issues 297 to 300. It was 91, 92 area. It's a comic storyline where basically in the comics, in a sense, he had sent Matt on like a road trip where he got amnesia and things like that and everything like that. And so now he's back. I can't remember who wrote this. Chesitor, I think is his name. Lee Weeks did the art.
Mm-hmm.
And in this, basically now Matt's got his memories back and everything. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I should probably stop the Kingpin, eh? And so, and so this is after not only the events of the original Born Again storyline where he basically destroyed his life kind of thing. But since then he's already he's sick typhoid Mary on him and all these different things like that. So this is the story where Matt gets his revenge, where he dismantles Kingpin's operation,
Nice.
sends Typhoid Mary to the insane asylum, and basically exiles King. He has to flee in order to avoid getting incarcerated. And so when it was originally collected, because this was back in the 90s, they didn't do a lot of collections. When it was originally collected as a trade, it was called The Fall of the Kingpin.
Okay.
But it is mostly known as Last Rites is the story. So issues 297 to 300 of the original Daredevil series. And then my other pick is one that I've alluded to already. The Devil in Cell Block D.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of Brian Michael Bendis' run, he sent both Kingpin and Daredevil to jail, to the same jail. And so Ed Brubaker started the story. And basically it was funny is that Brubaker wanted to start his story with Matt Murdock in jail because he'd been reading the Bendis stuff going, oh, he's eventually going to go. He's got to go to jail. Look at everything that's happening. If I get to write that book, I'd put him in jail. And so when Bendis found out that Brubaker was going to be taken, he's like, well, you're in luck. I'm going to send him to jail. So in this story, it's him in Rikers Island. It's issues 82 to 87 of Daredevil Volume 2, also known as the Marvel Knights Daredevil. And Murdock is dealing with Kingpin. He's dealing with others in jail, and he's got to figure out how to survive in there. Frank Castle's also in there.
Mm-hmm.
Bullseye's in there. It's a heated kind of story. And meanwhile, on the outside, someone is being Daredevil to try to continue to hide Matt's identity.
Nice. Well, in case people care, I did take you up on your Defenders suggestion, and I finished it before we recorded. I really liked it. So, if for nothing else, you should listen to Andrew when he suggests things. These are good stories, well worth your time.
Thank you. Yeah. You a boxer named Gary?
Yes, exactly. So what about Gary then? My name's not Gary.
But it's kind of funny that it's like we're talking about Defenders, and then of course, John Bernthal plays the Punisher, and there's another show that John Bernthal is on occasionally called The Bear, and they just released a prequel episode that's supposed to be before everything that happened in The Bear, and it's called Gary. So there you go, Circle of Life, right there.
I did not know that. I mean, I knew about the episode. I didn't know it was called Gary. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the time we will be rating this out of 10. No ADR used. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. St. Madam Web.
1.9. There you go.
Andrew, what would you give this second season of Daredevil?
Oh, you're making me go first. Okay.
Do you want to go last? You can go
I'd
last.
like to go last, please.
Okay.
Sure. I'll go first. This is an 8.5 for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 7.5 for all the reasons I've stated throughout all of these episodes.
Alrighty. I'm going to go with an 8.
All right.
Right in the middle.
Like
also, the other thing I was thinking is, do you remember there was that show years ago, Reviews on the Run?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And there was who was the name of the main guy that was was it Victor Lucas? Is that his name?
You're asking a lot now.
I think so. Okay. I think his name, something like Victor Lucas or something like that. But it was funny. He'd always ask the other person their rating, and they'd be like, "I give it a 7." He'd be like, "I give it a 7.5." He'd always give it 5% more every time.
I know their faces. I know but you saying what's the name? Nope, it's too far back for me.
The white guy with the spiky hair. There you go.
But I do.
They were all white on that show, by the way. So
I mean, I knew you were going somewhere when you said spiky hair. I'm like, okay, but they're both white. But yeah, but like, I do remember that actually. The whole like,
he'd always go
so
5% more.
0.5. Like,
yeah, he'd always do 5%. And if somebody gave a 0.5, he'd give it an even.
Yeah.
It's like that person in Price is Right where they bid just $1 more.
Hey, that's a good strategy.
It's a great strategy.
Do not knock that. All right. Thank you very much for giving your rating.
I feel so dirty.
I mean, look, you may come back more than just the Punisher, where you will have to rate that too.
I know the rules here, guys.
You can have a break. You can have a bit of rest. You can do your smirk after you record that episode. Your piece. But until then, can you please let people know where you are? Online.
Okay, I was about to say I'm in Toronto.
Don't tell anyone.
Could you please dox yourself? No. Yeah. Of course, you can find everything I do at geekhardshow.com. Of course, Geek Hard is the main show I do. We do it live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on realityradio101.com. It's also available as a podcast where we put up episodes on Mondays on all podcasting platforms, and of course at the aforementioned geekhardshow.com. You can also listen to my comic book podcast, Back Issue Bloodbath, where myself and Petula Neal talk about comic book stories and the comics they're in. And you can follow me on Instagram at Andrew_of_geek_hard for more.
Amazing. Now, I will get to where you can find us and where I am currently, but I did want to make sure people understood that, we are not going right into the Punisher episode next. We will have Invincible season finale, then the Punisher, and then the boys. If you are listening to this now,
yeah, well, you been leaving the Invincible fans hanging. So
yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure because I mean, I think I did run into an Invincible fan on Threads because when I posted this schedule, the only comment I got was just bullshit, and I was like, I don't know how to take that, but I'm deleting it. But I was just like, oh yeah, like this is getting a lot of.
I'm sorry,
likes.
I put that comment.
Oh, you wanted to do Punisher again?
Yeah.
So you're not an Invincible fan; you're just a Punisher fan. But yeah, that is the schedule coming up. In case you were tuning in next week for Punisher, you will have to wait for that. And you can find us at tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten. You can follow us at tdfspoiled on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, Lemonade, all the good stuff. And email us, spoiledpodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, please rate, review, subscribe, follow, share with your friends on the podcast platform of your choice, and you won't miss an episode. also, sure, you can comment bullshit if you want. Love the engagement. I
No,
really
don't
want to
do
know
that.
what that was about.
Don't do that. The only BS that they should be writing is Ben Sit.
That's true. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
That's my favorite kind of BS.
Yeah.
Ben said.
That's right.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Always a pleasure.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
be back to do Punisher, obviously.
Gentlemen, you know I love talking to you guys. You know I love talking about Daredevil. You know if there were no screens between us, I'd be giving you both a big hug right now.
Yeah,
That's right.
that would be lovely. Well,
Yeah.
we'll figure out how to meet without screens very soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.